Hey guys, what is up? It's Kat here, and thank you so much for coming back and joining me for another 1 a.m. Bad Batch review. But oh my goodness, gonna just jump right into it. This week's episode, I think, is so far my favorite of the episodes since the premiere. And I had mega expectations going into this episode because a lot of the showrunners and people in the production side of the Bad Batch were hyping this up on Twitter. And so I went into this thinking, okay, this has got to be good. Like, if the production crew is getting people hyped up online, then there's no way something major isn't going to happen or a major cameo isn't going to take place. To be quite honest, I did not think it was going to be Rex this soon. I did not think it was going to be Rex that sought out the Bad Batch, but of course now we obviously know it's been confirmed that Rex is the source that Rafa and Trace Martez were FaceTiming with to let him know that they had found a rogue group of clones. So there goes the Bail Organa theory, but honestly, I'm glad that they picked up on that immediately and we didn't have to wait longer to learn who this person was, who was gonna come looking for the Bad Batch now. I honestly, though, was not expecting it to be Rex. I anticipated that if they were gonna encounter Rex, they weren't gonna just like run into him. They were gonna maybe try to find him for some reason, since they had heard of his whereabouts when they were visiting Cut and Sue. And so I thought it was going to be the other way around and that the Bad Batch was going to be out seeking Rex. But I think that this was an interesting twist and that Rex came looking for them. As soon as I saw the title for this episode, though, Battle Scars, I had a feeling that it was maybe going to have something to do with Rex, because obviously it was appropriately titled for his storyline, and the fact that he is still, as we could clearly see, visibly still distraught at just the mere thought that the Bad Batch didn't take their chips out yet, that they weren't taking it as seriously as he was trying to get them to, as, you know, as someone who has seen the effects of what the chips had done to his brothers and what he had to do, consequential, you know, burying all of them. It was very evident that he is clearly still racked by that experience and not over that. Like, it was very fresh. It's obviously still a very fresh event. It did not happen that long ago in the timeline here for Rex, so that's why I was honestly so shocked to see him so soon, because I just didn't think he would be out and about doing things. I thought, like, you know, he'd maybe still just be tapped out after what he had to go through after Order 66, but it was really interesting to see that he had such a drastic reaction when learning that the Bad Batch still had their chips, like literally pulling his gun because he didn't trust him. So yeah, it was great to see him, and it was great to see a little bit of just elaboration or explanation on what he's been up to and how he's been handling, you know, life post Order 66. It was really interesting to hear that they had actually registered him as deceased. So that's a neat little twist, that he's laying low as someone who's technically, you know, undetected by the Empire because he's considered dead to them. Hope that we get to see more of his rebellion efforts, or these missions, you know, that he's doing, what he's doing here on the side to try to restore or continue serving the Republic. And I really, really, really hope the Bad Batch, Hunter especially, has been getting all of these messages from people who are fighting for the Republic, for the rebellion, Rafa, and from Rex now, saying, hey, look, like, come join us, like, don't waste your skills, don't waste this amazing stacked team of enhanced clones that you have, come and serve like a higher purpose, come and serve and try to restore, you know, what is left of the Republic. So I'm really hoping that this is all going to add up and lead somewhere, or to a point where Rex and the group then go and, you know, rejoin Rex, or, you know, Rex gives them missions or something to do. I want them to stop doing these bounty things for Sid, because clearly it's not, you know, going anywhere for them. There's no incentive to keep serving Sid other than the fact that she is offering them protection, and she's clearly, like, not a seedy character, but there are signs pointing to the fact that if they were to just cold turkey stop working for her, she would rat them out. So I guess that is the incentive there, that, you know, Hunter, naturally trying to keep everyone safe, doesn't want to burn that bridge with someone who could potentially spill the beans on their whereabouts and totally just sell them out to the Empire. But at the same time, I just really hope that, you know, these signs are pointing in a direction that it's gonna click with Hunter, that he wants to use the group and their special skills and their advancements, and he wants to use it for good. So I'm hoping that this message from Rex resonates with him, and that this will not be the last time that we see Rex in this season, or at least in this series. I think ultimately a great goal would be for them to just join him at some point. So, but yes, I loved going to Bracca for this episode, and it was great to like see Bracca how we have seen it in Jedi Fallen Order, this kind of like junkyard type situation, versus the previous episode. You know, we went to Corellia, but we didn't really get to see much of what, you know, was familiar to us from the Solo film. So I liked that in this case it still had that same type of feel like we got in Jedi Fallen Order, and it kind of had a delayed reaction. Like, it hit me very delayed, realizing what we were looking at, which was a junkyard, but this former Jedi cruiser just totally like amongst the garbage, amongst the wreckage, the trash, whatever you would want to call it at that point, just totally lifeless, and just a shadow, like a memory of what it once was, what the whole, you know, the Jedi Order once was. It was very like harrowing, but at the same time, them being on the Jedi cruiser and kind of hunting through it, you know, this abandoned kind of destroyed ship, reminded me so much of like Rey and Kylo on like the destroyed Death Star in episode 9, which was kind of cool, because I did appreciate that imagery in those scenes in that movie. So I couldn't help but be reminded of that. Seeing them going through this abandoned ship, you know, was very similar to me, in my opinion, of seeing, you know, Rey exploring the destruction, the wreckage of the Death Star in The Rise of Skywalker. And of course, my fears and suspicions came true. I honestly was not expecting it to happen this rapidly as it did in this episode, with Wrecker's chip going. I'm low-key glad that it's been resolved, because I would not want to live with that, like the ticking bomb, as Rex referred to it, you know, waiting for the buildup or the anticipation of when he was going to truly snap and it was going to go full-blown just inhibitor chip taking over. So yes, I was glad that was resolved quickly, and with everyone, like everyone got their chips out now, so we won't have to worry about that same ordeal happening with anybody else. It was just really stressful. Like I had said, of all of the people on the team to have their flip switched and to be going Order 66 on everyone and targeting everyone, which I did not expect was happening. I did not think that Wrecker was going to turn on the group, and in such a, you know, quick split-second fashion. I really was hoping maybe that they were gonna encounter a Jedi or something in the future, and then that was gonna trigger his switch, but I'm not giving up hope on the potential of seeing a Jedi in the future of this show, but I really wasn't expecting that he was going to turn so drastically against the Bad Batch and Omega too. Like, but yeah, it's like I said, of all of the team members to have to restrain and try to get their chip under control, he is the worst case scenario out of everybody. So that was I was just tensed the entire time, and I hope that maybe this was also like a reckoning for the group in terms of, you know, they seem like they've been undecided on what they want to do about Crosshair, and not that they had given up on him, but like I feel like they didn't know how to approach that, or haven't even contemplated trying to go and get him back. And so I feel now that they know, like, definitive taking the chips out will free them. I hope that maybe this inspires a little drive in them, or creates, you know, a subplot where they decide they really want to go and try to get Crosshair and somehow restrain him and take his chip out. That being said, I really hope in, you know, the next episode or so we see Crosshair on Kamino again with Tarkin. You know, it's been a while since we've checked in with them, which is fine, but as I said, I want to see more of the back and forth and what's going on with them. But I feel like now with this cliffhanger that we've had with this episode. You guys know, like I said, I really wanted some more cliffhangers here, and the universe has heard me. We've been getting them, thank goodness. I feel like with this cliffhanger here, things are going to really like start to ignite a fire under their butts, because the Empire, I have a feeling, is going to obviously show up in the next episode. I'm hoping the next episode literally just picks up on Bracca here from where we left off, and the Bad Batch has to try to somehow dodge the Empire or something. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel like this, you know, cliffhanger ending here of the junkyard workers could be how we go back and see Crosshair now, because I feel like Tarkin's gonna assign Crosshair to this mission to hunt down and eliminate the Bad Batch. So we will see, because now they will have multiple people hunting them. They're gonna have Fennec Shand, they're gonna have Crosshair, so who knows. But again, I am just incredibly relieved that this ordeal with Wrecker's chip is finally over, and we don't have to be sitting here stressed, like clenched, praying that nothing happens to him, or that, you know, he doesn't go and try to kill the group again or anything like that. But it was truly scary seeing him in this mode. And also just so strange that, like, you know, Crosshair's chip obviously was going a little bit whack, but it took the Empire's intervention and further tweaking and manipulation of his chip to get him to fully, like, turn on the rest of the Bad Batch and really see them as traitors that needed to be eliminated. Versus here with Wrecker, I guess it's just because he hit his head so many freaking times. It pushed his chip to the edge, to that breaking point without even having Empire intervention. So it was scary, and seeing how quickly he snapped like that, oh gosh, at least their chips are out. But what would stop the Empire from planting in more chips? Could they do that? Is that a possibility? I never considered the possibility that the Empire can plant new chips in them. Can they do that? My guess is not, right? I hope. But yes, overall, I loved Rex's appearance in this episode. I hope that he comes back. I loved seeing just a little bit, a glimpse into how he is dealing with life post-Order 66. And like the title of the episode, you know, suggested, there are still battle scars that he is dealing with after everything that he endured, everything he had to watch his brothers go through. I'm very curious as to who he was talking to, who he's gonna rendezvous with there. My guess was Ahsoka. Like, who else could it be? I don't know. I would like to believe that they are still linked up and still in connection and still working together, or you know, whatever, like hanging out, chilling. I don't know. But yeah, I hope that we see him again in the future of this show, and that potentially the Bad Batch will join him. I'm really hoping that this is going to culminate in them joining the rebellion now. I'm glad that we have yet another episode ending off on a good cliffhanger. I'm genuinely super excited for next week's episode. You know, did you guys enjoy Rex's cameo in this episode, and do you think there is any possibility of him returning again in future episodes? Is that just wishful thinking? Let me know. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. I hope that you guys have been doing so well, as always. May the Force be with you guys always, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. Bye.